back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. But before we get started, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and hit subscribe if you're not a baby back bagel biting beta male, cause you know what time it is. It's full-time MMA. Full-time family, if you're new to this video, if you're new to this channel, we've got to talk about this, guys, and we might be changing the direction of this channel. I mean, we're still going to talk MMA, but I mean, if you look at the analytics of my channel, it's 95% men, 98% men. And when I look at a lot of the things that Kayla Harrison says in this article, I think delusion. And you guys know I've been a Kayla Harrison fan since day one. I do truly believe she can be one of the greatest female fighters of all time. I do truly believe she had a chance against Chris Cyborg, depending on when they matched up. But when we get to talking about Amanda Nunes, that's when we get to talking about delusion. And whenever I say delusion, why I say we might change the route of this channel, and you guys know I pretty much took 2020 off. I took 2020 off. I got a second job. I was grinding. I was working 76 hours a week. Then I went to working 60 hours a week when I got a better second job. I was working all throughout COVID. I was masked up. I was out there disinfecting shit. I started my own business and doubled my salary in 2020. But in that time, I also got a lot closer with my father, who, at the hands of my mother, I had no idea. Like, a lot of you could probably relate to this who grew up in a single mother household. My mom always said, "Oh, your dad's not here because it's his fault. He did this, he did this, he did this," right? A lot of you I know can relate to this. And we never got his side of the story. Well, I've got my father's side of the story, and your mom is not as innocent as our moms are not as innocent as we make them out to be. And that's important because it's the state of men and women in relationships. My dad had married my mother. She still ran off with his kids, put him on child support. So this is just a personal experience, and trust me, I'm going somewhere with this, because what does this come from? Guys, it comes from feminism. Hey, I'm already fucking shadow banned, guys, so let's talk about it. And I'm going to tell you, feminism breeds delusion in terms of women. And Kayla Harrison, listen, she's Olympic two-time gold medalist. Her grappling is amazing. She's got size on her side. I mean, look at the UFC's women's featherweight division. It's non-existent. They cannot find a girl to hit the scales at 145. Enough girls to even make a top 15. How long has there been a 145-pound division? This is embarrassing. That's why I say Kayla Harrison's size helps her out. She's a 155-pounder. There's no way she could make 135 like all the other featherweights that Nunes has faced. But when you're talking about just pure skill, Amanda Nunes would beat the blonde out of Kayla Harrison's hair. She would. It's just, sure, if you guys were having a judo match, we could watch that shit. Now, something else, I do know what and who's going to beat Amanda Nunes, and it ties into what I was saying earlier. It ties into the modern woman's delusion, bred by feminism. It ties in. Because the same thing is going to defeat Amanda Nunes that defeats delusional women. And that is age. That is age. Just like a beautiful woman loses her looks and loses her power and turns into the Wicked Witch, fighters age as well. Amanda Nunes ain't gonna be beating all these younger, more athletic, more talented women whenever she's 45 years old. At some point, Father Time is going to put his foot in Amanda Nunes' ass. And that's going to be the only person I see beating Amanda Nunes. Father Time. It's not going to be Kayla Harrison. Unless Father Time is on her side. But Kayla Harrison's not some, spring. How old is Kayla Harrison? Let's check this out. Kayla Harrison, age 30 years old. Amanda Nunes. Let's check Amanda Nunes' age. She is 32. Nope. Kayla Harrison doesn't have a shot. Sorry. I'm a Kayla Harrison fan. But Amanda Nunes isn't going to lose until she's like 38, 39. When Macy Barber's like fucking 29, right? Macy Barber's entering her prime. Nunes is exiting her prime. That's when Nunes is going to lose. But until then, man, Nunes is going to just reign. And now, that is a lot more important. Everything I just said is a lot more important than what Kayla Harrison actually said. I mean, who gives a damn what they say, right? No, I'm just kidding. But PFL champ Kayla Harrison finds Amanda Nunes fight talk a little annoying. We get it. You're teammates. You don't want to steal the shine, but at the same time, you're talking about being open to fighting Amanda Nunes. I'll just give you her exact statement where I spot the delusion. She says, I mean, goddamn, she just won. Like, literally just won. Give her a second to breathe. We're teammates, so of course I don't want it to be weird in the gym. I really like Amanda. I really like Nina. Again, she inspires me. Nina inspires me. Nina is back in the gym like 3 months after popping out a baby, and she's kicking ass. And I'm like, what the? I was like, I really didn't want to come train today. Now I do. Thank you, Nina. And so Kayla Harrison is finding inspiration, and of course Amanda Nunes and Nina Ansaroff, who's coming back off the baby. But when it comes to talking about the fight with Amanda Nunes, listen. She says, at the end of the day, when you step on the mat, it's your job to go out there and find a way to win. So for me, it's the same thing she said. It's not personal, it's business. And if our paths cross, our paths cross. It doesn't have to be nasty. It could just be a beautiful display of sport and then sportsmanship, We could just go out there and put on a full display of our skills. May the best woman win. It could just be that. She continued. I mean, the delusion is already there. Just even entertaining the thought of winning a fight against Amanda Nunes. No, I don't. I mean, sure, you can have that ego, but that's a masculine trait. We're just gonna be honest. Like I'm not interested. I'm not interested in the delusion. I'm really not interested in the ego. I get it. I mean, you're a fighter, I guess, so you gotta fucking have that big bad me woman. I will beat anybody. I guess you have to believe you can win, but no, that's delusional. If you think you can beat Amanda Nunes, I don't care if you've been fighting longer than Kayla Harrison. Any of these girls on this roster, if they think they can beat Amanda Nunes, man, they got another thing coming. And it honestly strikes me as delusional. Now, I know I've said a lot in this video, guys, but I mean, some of you might know about the current state that we're in terms of I'll say womanism. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've been digesting, honestly, it hasn't been MMA podcast. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been watching the fights, but I haven't just been sitting here listening to fucking Dan Hardy breakdowns and shit. I've been listening to a lot of I'll drop some names. I mean, some of you guys know these names, maybe Kevin Samuels, Coach Greg Adams, the Fresh and Fit podcast, Rollo Tomasi, Donovan Sharp. I'm dropping all names that could probably just get me shadow banned. Tom Likas. I've just been ingesting this content and just waking the fuck up, man. I mean, they call it taking the red pill, and you can get shadow banned for talking about shit like that. It's not even, it's very, you know what I'm saying? The whole world we live in is preaching womanism right now. And so to kind of be saying anything to the opposite effect is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I've got a job, a really good job that I like. I could lose for talking about that type of shit. So, I mean, I gotta still be a little careful, but at the same time, I kind of have a safety net. I started my own business and I could probably survive on that income, but it's a lot more comfortable to have, you know, my job and my business. Now I'm starting a third revenue stream, even though it's a shadow banned channel. I'm gonna start a new channel, and I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. If I talk about just MMA, I'm gonna have to be a lot more PG 13. Limit the cuss words, um, stuff like that. Watch what I talk about, so I can actually monetize this platform to have a third source of income. Just, you know, I mean, I plan on honestly writing a book in the future. I've got a lot of lived experiences as well as a lot of things that I think would be extremely interesting. My fucking life has been a movie up until this point, and it's been a fucking roller coaster ride, and for men and for me, it just goes up, baby. It just goes up. We start from the bottom. We've got no value, no nothing. No, you know what I'm saying? You come from $0, and that's what this world is about, money. You've got no value as a man when you're broke. When you grow up without the information needed in a single mother home, completely broke, we're world mired in drugs and prostitution. You still make it to, you know, you do decent in school. You graduate, you know, drop out of college, but you have all these experiences in between there, and you learn so much about that game growing up, even in that process. It's there's a lot, man. I got a lot of information and knowledge and game and wisdom from coming up, and it's all starting to make sense. You know, I'm 29 years old, and I've started my own business. I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset, so I just see good things happening. You know, Lord willing, and so I feel like my life is just starting, guys. I'm getting out of a fucking 9 year cohabitation essentially. I mean, I love my girl, but there's just so many red flags that I overlooked being a fucking straight, like, I didn't know about the state of modern women and how shit always ends up. How, you know, I was in a 4 year relationship previously. You know, we took each other's virginities type shit, and hypergamy took over. And I was hurt in that situation. I got with the next girl. We've been together 8 years. And we've been together, but we were at that point where we both had, you know, low we both had low sexual marketplace value. I didn't have any money. I didn't have my shit together. I was overweight. She had a low value herself. You know what I'm saying? And so you attract what you are. Now my fucking value is rising. I'm learning. I'm realizing the mistakes that I've made, the red flags I've overlooked, and the path that I'm on compared to the trajectory. You know that it's everything's starting to make sense, guys. And I know this fucking video went way too long, but yeah, we're probably going to talk about this quite a bit more in the future, guys. This information I think is very important. It's very important to men, and I'm going to be honest. When I look at my analytics, it says 98% men. Who better to talk about this with, guys? And with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.